We're live. It's nighttime. Let's talk. Let's talk, y'all. We have let's see if we have an updated kind of show today just because typically we go on Fridays. Today I had a kind of conflict yesterday, so I really wanted to have this conversation, and so here we are. We'll see if some of these other guys are able to join. I have today, we're going to have this chat with Victor and Tyler. We're both in my division, upper 1 point in the adaptive CrossFit games. Tyler got third place, Victor got first place. I came in fifth place. Anyways, yeah, it'd be good to have this chat. I've been we've been kind of following some of the stuff, so I kind of know some of the opinions of the guys here already, but it'd be good to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So let me see what the heck's going on. Okie dokie. We'll see if these guys can come on in a sec. But yeah, so anyways, the topic here is at hand. The topic at hand here is the Wodapalooza 2025. Next month, they announced there's going to be adaptive divisions. And the question is sort of how we approach it, if it's worth it. That's kind of the big picture here. There's some strong opinions about this from the guys that specifically Victor and Tyler. I guess more so Victor, in case you guys have seen the commentary on the post that I made the other day. There's sort of this, he feels very strongly that this is a waste of time. But I kind of want to hear what he has to say personally one-on-one. But again, TBD on if these guys join. I mean, it's really my bad for kind of changing the day here of this podcast stream. Again, if they want to join and if they really want to hear about that and kind of what broke down into that, I guess I can share. But okay, you know what? In the meantime, while we're trying to figure out what's going on with these guys, we're gonna look at the post that I made, because and then we'll go down through some of Victor's commentary, some of Victor's opinions, because I think he basically shares it here, which is interesting. So, okay, all right. So I made this post. What's going on? So basically, we've got Artem, the Russian menace, who will go. He was in the games. He did well. I think he got second place. So interesting, cool that he's going to be coming down from Siberia in Russia. I don't actually think it's Siberia, but he's coming out from there. And then here we go. Victor is just kind of like straight off the bat here. No need for a joke like this to drop a few weeks before they start. The other nonsense about it is that there's no qualifier and only 4 of every division that get to register first will be competing. Come on, dog. We've been doing this for how long now? All right. So my takeaway here is basically there's a couple things. I think, and I was kind of curious about how Victor knows this. I guess that the obvious thing here is a couple weeks, like less than, a little more than a month away from the event, we have Wodapalooza announcing all of a sudden, oh, there is adaptive divisions. I think we knew for a while that there was no adaptive divisions because of Wheel Wad pulling out from doing adaptive stuff at Wodapalooza. But what we didn't know was that there was a new kind of player kind of on the field here that was going to be doing adaptive divisions for Wodapalooza. So again, maybe there's some logistical things for why that is, why all of a sudden we do have adaptive divisions by Adapt. I think it's Adapt All or Nothing, which I kind of want to look at their stuff a little bit in a bit. But yeah, basically we have we have this kind of short window, we have this short frame of time. Now, eh, there's some issues with that, and I think they are super important for me personally, and I think for a lot of other athletes too. I'm guessing. Okay, the other nonsense is there's no qualifier, and there's only four divisions. So what Victor's referring to here is that there is, I think there is official confirmation from Adapt All or Nothing that there is only it's first come first serve registration. I was digging it around. I was looking at research to see if there's any way that we knew this for a fact, or like I don't know how Victor knows this kind of thing. So, but basically, I think there is confirmation from the Adapt All or Nothing organization on the what's it called, on a post where they said basically, yeah, it's first come first serve, and that's confirmed by a couple of things that I've seen too. So, okay, we know, and by the way, this is not on the website. Like, I haven't been able to see that this is like public information, right? So I get it. Like, dog, like we don't know that this is coming. All of a sudden, it comes, and there's not that so much information about it. I think they were. I mean, I don't know how information is getting out about this because like I haven't been able to see very much on the website, and I want to look through that the website right now when we're on here, right? Just so y'all don't have to take my word for it, right? So there's no qualifier. So it's first come first serve. If you have the money, what it comes down to is if you have the money on short notice to go to Miami Beach and compete, then you're in. You got it. You're in. You're great. You're adaptive athlete. Cool. How we've been doing this for how long now? Okay, let's see. There's some back and forth here. Tyler was saying, hey, we should talk about it at nighttime talk. So we're just joking because if Victor isn't there, then Tyler will win or something, I guess, right? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Wodapalooza is paying me to get registrations up. Okay, so there's not that really that much information here. Okay, so let's just go to the website. All right. So okay, we have division. We have this is the division standards for compete. I went to here. There's no online qualifier for the adaptive, but here we are. We have the upper division. Okay, now what's interesting is there is a distinction here between 1 point and 2 points. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's important. That's neat. Good, good, good. But I like dog. Like, where's the other information? Like, I don't know. I don't know where everything else is. Okay, again, and then I did some digging, and then I clicked through the registration page on what's it called, on this bad boy on Comp Corner. And yeah, sure enough, there's some divisions that are quote sold out. You can join a wait list. Now, what does that mean? I think that basically means that this is kind of confirmed, in my opinion, what Tyler's or what we have is first come first served. There's this limited number of spots. You sign up, and you're in or not, right? Okay. I mean, I'm not a huge fan so far. So far, I'm not very convinced. I don't think this is. I mean, not to kind of just like share my opinion and just like get it all out there, but basically, I mean, yeah, this doesn't feel like a super complicated like. I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's not black and white, in my opinion. In my opinion, there's lots to be said. There's something to be said on both sides here. At the end of the day, I think this comes down to like a pros and cons. Like, what are the pros of going? What are the cons of going? And I do want to break that down, and I do have an opinion. I do have some feelings and thoughts about that because, yeah, I'm getting kind of pissed off just kind of thinking about it right now because I learned so much from competing. There was so much good that came from it, and I think there's a lot that can be done right and done well, and that I'm happy that there is such a thing as the adaptive divisions at Wodapalooza. It's just like a big stage, and it's like important, and they're kind of trying to grow the adaptive side of things. And I will obviously support that. I'm a supporter of that, and I want to see that do well. So, like, by no means do I kind of just think, okay, this is just crap and just a total waste of time. But I mean, if I'm being honest, like, let's look at I mean, let's see. Okay. So no qualifier. So this person, K-Dog XFit, I don't know who this is. Krista Davidson. So no qualifiers, it's first come, first serve, or how does this work? And here's where that confirmation from Adapt every all or nothing comes in. And they say, hi, there are no qualifiers, direct entry, first come, first serve basis. Division details and movement standards will be released early this week. Okay, cool. Okay, now there's another piece of information that was dropped here in the comments of Instagram. And that is on the actual kind of open registration tonight at 8 p.m. Boom, we have Josue Maldonado, our bud here, who asks the big question: is there prize money? Is there kind of a title? Is there some sort of way that we have a stake in being a champion of some kind, right? Like gold medal. Like what is there an award? Is there a medal? Like what's at stake here, right? I mean, any competition, even if it's like $100, right? There's $100 at stake. You go play poker with your friends. There's $100 at stake. Um, Not that like that makes not that you're going because of the money, because you're going to get $100, but I mean, I think it plays an important role psychologically, emotionally, and from a messaging perspective as well, from the point of view of these competitions that are trying to make adaptive divisions more prevalent, more important, right? Which again, like, is something I'm supportive of, and I think if this is part of the process of making that happen, I'm not going to necessarily like degrade Wodapalooza or Adapt All or Nothing, because I'm I think that's great. I'm supportive, right? But again, prize money, and there's no reply. This was 3 days ago. Um, I'm gonna reply. Have because I can't type anything about this yet? Question mark. I want to know. I want to know if Josue, you're the one guy watching right now. I want to know. Have you heard anything, Tyler? I mean, um, Victor doesn't seem to think there is adaptive prize money. Again, like even if it's $100, we just don't know right now. So where's Victor getting that information? Maybe he has some sort of other source. Okay, cool. So again, no prize money, short notice, travel. I think. Long story short, what's coming down, what it looks like, again, like I mentioned this earlier, it's looking like this competition is for anyone who can pay their way in. If you have the money laying around, if you have, again, like $1,500 to $2,000, which was sort of like what it cost me to go to the games this year, all in, right? If you have just a couple, just a K just sitting around, you're like, hey, what do I do with this? What do I do with $1,000 just sitting in my bank account? Should I go to the adaptive open or Wodapalooza divisions? I Yeah, for sure, maybe. But again, like, that's a big if. That's a big if. Do you have $1,000? I mean, fortunately, like, I guess, like, I'm not in a position of finance just that hurts. Like, I'm not suffering financially in a sense, right, necessarily. But, like, I'm also looking at other competitions this year. I'm looking at the Open. Sorry, I'm looking at the regular CrossFit Games. I'm looking at Sea Dog. Those are two big travel competitions where I'm going to have to get my butt in a plane, go somewhere, spend money on food, spend money on hotel, spend money on the flight. And again, like, I'm fortunate that I have money. I have some money, but it's not like endless. And I don't want to like just blow, $10,000 on travel for competitions, right? And I can't be the only one who's doing this. By the way, also let me like look at something really just kind of intriguing too, which is that there's important information. If you're a part of the wounded, injured, or sick service personnel or veteran community, please reach out to the Invictus Games Foundation for information about possible funding opportunities and support available. So there's information if you're a veteran. Okay, so if you're a veteran, um, you can have a scholarship or something. I think again, it's not so specific, but again, the registration here. Let's like not forget that the registration is $375 plus a platform fee of $18.88. Okay, so you're looking at like $400 easy up just to kind of get get your name down in the game. So, is it worth it? In my opinion, like No. I mean, no, not really. I mean, I'm not planning on going. I like and again, and this is why. So, I like to do this kind of thing. This is super nerdy of me, so y'all can make fun of me or whatever, but I don't care. Uh, I have used this kind of pros and cons sort of stuff in the past to make decisions, and it makes a difference to me, right? Because there's Wodapalooza 2025. There's an option to do it, and then there's an option to not do it. I actually haven't filled out this not do it option, but just to kind of get you guys kind of in on some of the things that I'm thinking about, in which it's kind of similar. It's I don't know if the kind of option one and option two paradigm really works for this kind of decision. Again, like the template that Google Maps, sorry, that Google Docs uses here is like travel destinations. Like you can compare the relative benefits and cons of several options at once. There's really like there's with this it's kind of like there's only really one option. There's like the option of going versus not going. Um, it's a little bit more binary, so I don't know if this kind of option two pass really makes sense. So I'm kind of thinking this is basically it. This covers the sort of benefits of potentially doing something like Wodapalooza, right? Um, Again, pros and it's sort of weighted on a one through five scale. Exposure. So let's go through what's a good thing about Wodapalooza? Wodapalooza adaptive divisions. I support them. I support exposure for the adaptive CrossFit space. And that's what this will do. I think there'll be events, there'll be some pictures, there'll be uniforms, there's going to be probably presumably some swag, announcers saying, people's names, and a competition of some sort, right? Which we, by the way, we don't really even know what the events are like. Okay, so actually, let me one thing at a time, Brian. Calm down, calm your horses, cool your jets. Exposure for adaptive CrossFit, I give that a 3 out of 5. I think like it's a big deal. I don't think it's like maybe necessarily a shoe in that this is the most beautiful, amazing type of Stephen Walker. Hey, what's up, Brian? Yo. If you have vacation money laying around, that's a competition for you. Exactly. Right. Basically, like, hey, if you have Stephen Walker, by the way, finished in the CrossFit Games as well. I think I can't remember, dog, what place you got, but it was super awesome meeting you at the games. I had so much fun kind of meeting you and everyone in your team and all the other guys. It was a blast. So, but yeah, if you have vacation money laying around, then yeah, go for it, like you said. But yeah, so again, exposure for adaptive CrossFit, cool. We all support that. We think that's important. We think that's good. Another one, but again, I don't know if it's like the super most highly anticipated, highly beautiful sorts of promotion and exposure that we're going to get. I think I don't want to give it a 5 because I don't know the quality of that exposure, right? Like I don't want to get my hopes up here, right? Support adaptable or nothing organization. I think it's really cool that there are multiple organizations that are doing adaptive programming, adaptive events for competition, and I think it's important to like support them. I think it's good that WheelWOD does what they do, and they're probably the preeminent one right now in the space. But I don't think necessarily that they should be the only one. I think a little competition in that space is good. I think a little bit of I think that's kind of healthy. I think that's important. Again, but it's super early days. I don't know. I gave it a 1. I gave it a 1 of 5. I think it's important to support them. I think by going, you're supporting them kind of implicitly. By participating in that event, you're supporting them. Because I don't want it to be a train wreck. Like I want it to be a competition. I want there to be photos. I want there to be good reviews from everyone involved, right? And I think that if they're able to do it, if they're able to pull it off and do all those things, then it'll happen again, right? Miami vacation in January. Again, I gave this a 1 because, again, like just to Steven's point, like it's an awesome vacation. It sounds great. It sounds wonderful. It's cold. It's cold as hell right now in Virginia, and I wouldn't mind like getting some sun down there, right? Hanging out on the beach in Miami. It's a part. I think the other thing that I heard from someone in my box recently was how the what's it called? Because this person went down there for to spectate, I think it was, and he was saying how it's basically just a party. Everyone's like having fun. Everyone's going at it, like going out and meeting people. And I think that's fun. I think that's great. Like, okay, it would be a good vacation, right? It's a good vacation in January. Networking exposure opportunities. I think this is like a three. Like, I think my experience in going to the CrossFit Games, and again, it could be different depending on what we're dealing with here at Wodapalooza. But there's so many people that you meet. There's so many people that you kind of connect with and kind of network with, and there's exposure for social media. There's exposure for brands. There's kind of just getting your name out there. There's like, I mean, those things are all big benefits, for us, like individually as athletes, kind of networking, people getting to know people. Okay, let me just go to the cons here. Huge cost. I mean, again, it's like it's part of a huge cost for competing in this year. It's something like I just don't have like $2,000 laying around, kind of short notice that I can kind of call up and say, hey, I'm going to take a vacation in January to Florida. I just don't know. I just don't know that that's like a priority for my life right now, because there's other competitions, and there's an opportunity cost here too, which is like, I don't know. Here, let me just. If I don't have to go, I don't have to travel, and traveling sucks. Because, and part of that is that I don't. It's a little bit of an opportunity cost for training. It's a little bit of an opportunity cost for work too, and you just I'm going to be doing a lot of trips this year, all over the place, like California, um, back and forth several times. I think. I mean, we're going to go to Florida. I'm going to go to presumably the CrossFit Games if I make it, God willing. Um, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, dog. I don't know. I don't know. Um, okay, so traveling sucks. Huge cost. Unclear competition level. I give this a 1, right? So, like, I mean, Emily Carnes kind of mentioned this something kind of recently, and there was an article that Morning Chalk Up did where she did on her, where she basically was RX plusing the Down Under Championship adaptive workouts, and because they were like ridiculously easy weights. It was something silly, and it was something like not competitive, not competitive, not difficult for her. So she was like, yeah, just put more weight on the bar, like I don't care. And she still like beat everyone in the workout, and like handily, no problem. It was like not hard, not a big deal. So yeah, Emily's a badass. That's cool. And I think, like, I don't like that idea of going to a competition where, and I guess this sort of gets into this next level, which is like, what's the real problem with it, like having an unclear competition level? And in my opinion, it's this kind of notion of tokenization. Um, and again, what feeds into that tokenization idea is stuff like there's no prizes, it's first come, first served. Again, like this idea that like if you have the money, there's something like inherently um like here's the thing. Like, I'm not against representation. I'm not against this concept of representation in and of itself. I think I think there is a disordered way that we can go about. There's a disordered way that we can go about seeking seeking my gosh, seeking representation. And I think the word I want to use there is compensation, right? Like, there's a way that, like, oh, we don't have adaptive divisions, but here you go. There's a little bit. It's like it's a condescension. Like, if you're kind of like cast as the token, disabled person in a competition, and they're sort of like throwing you a bone. It's a little bit condescending. Like, I think it's important for us to be considered um, high level elite athletes, if you will. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's the goal, right? I don't think that kind of goal is necessarily served by kind of a tokenization of, well, it's an opportunity for you to even be here. We have a division for you. You should be here because we even have like an out like, but again, like, but what's at stake here? There's no prizes. It's first come, first serve. There's no qualification. I didn't have to kind of beat other people to get in this position. There's like, even if there's like, again, it's one thing if the competition level is low. It's one thing if there's no competition. But I mean, if it's low, it's another thing if there's no competition at all, right? Like, because you have no qualifier. So like, what's in it? Like, there's not even like a kind of a human pride element to it. Like, it's basically just tokenization. Oh, we have spots here, so you fill them. You better fill them, disabled folks. The disableds, you know. Um, I'm not a big fan. I mean, again, this is not something that I have inherently wrong. That I think there's inherently wrong with representation, right? I just think that if you're going to have representation, you don't have the trade-off of, well, we're going to have the condescension aspect of it too. I want to earn my spot. Like, I got into UCLA, right? I- it's embarrassing to think that maybe I got into UCLA not because of the merit or the talent or the level of competitiveness or gift that I have, but because I'm Mexican or came from a disadvantaged background, right? There's something like, I'm not down with that. Just in and of itself, is it good that there are people, there's diversity, and there's more than just white people and Asian people at UCLA? 100%. I have no problem inherently with the word representation. Is it good that there's going to be diverse people, or whatever? I guess diverse, to use that word, right? For whatever that means to you. Is it good that there's going to be diverse or disabled people there? Yeah, 100%. I think, like, 100%. Like, again, like, is there some good? Yes, yes, of course. There's exposure to the adaptive CrossFit world, right? Like I said, like, there's exposure. Okay, like, cool, cool, but it's not worth it. Like, at the end of the day, the cons are going to outweigh the pros for me. Um, and I think the reason I wanted to kind of go through this kind of whole discussion too is basically, I want to be helpful. I want to be helpful for Adapt All or Nothing. I want to be helpful for Wodapalooza. Um, because and maybe these things, these considerations have all been considered by the organization or by the organizers, and that's great, and I support that, and more power to them. But again, like, I want to take people through the thought process of a more kind of average athlete out there, who's someone who's like trying, doing their best, who's like kind of in the space, who's trying to perform at a high level, and do the most that I can for kind of adaptive CrossFits, and CrossFit generally speaking as well, right? I just don't think this is it, dog. Like, this is just, I don't know how this is not just it for me right now, right? Again, like, maybe things would be different. Maybe this pros and cons list would be different. For example, um if we had a qualifier, maybe it would be different for me if I had time, for example, to uh, engage more sponsorship money or something like that, or do another GoFundMe, which takes time. Like, you have to tell people, hey, like, you have to give people, I don't know, like a month maybe. Like, and I guess, again, like, maybe there's a month here, right? But again, like, I also just came back from the CrossFit Games, right? And I came to the CrossFit Games basically on the dime of the people at my affiliate. The people at CrossFit in the neighborhood, my gym, who I'm super grateful for, who are super supportive of me as an athlete, many friends at the gym, basically, like, I went on their dime, and I think that was great, and I like, I want to honor that kind of gift. I want to honor that kind of generosity. Um, but again, like, I just don't know, like, the suddenness of this. Like, there's no time to kind of get the word out, to have people kind of buy into this. Um, especially because, like, there's no I don't know, I just and again, I think I'm just gonna go in circles here because it goes back to the whole thing of no prize money, the first come, first serve, no qualifier kind of status of this whole thing, and, um, I don't know. I'm just being a dead horse here. I think y'all get it. I think y'all get it. I mean, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad that they're doing it. I'm gonna be supportive. I'm gonna be cheering from the sidelines. I'm gonna be cheering from Virginia, freezing my butt off in January, but I don't think I'm gonna be there, right? Like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Yeah. Anyways, um, I'll just pause there for a sec. I don't know what's going on with these other dudes. I don't know if they're coming, which is probably fine. Probably understandable. And you know what? It's just one of those things like this was just a miss on my part. Again, I apologize. I apologize. We didn't get on here on uh on Friday and yeah, a little bit about that just kind of on a personal basis, personal note, I guess while before I wrap up here and finish. Um yeah, basically what happened was I went out on Wednesday with to at the house of a friend of mine, and there's a bunch of friends there, people that I like, people that I think are really cool, that I like enjoy spending time with, kind of guys and girls. And there was kind of talk of like, oh, everyone's going to the parish ball, the parish ball here in Alexandria, and I had completely forgotten about it, and I was a little bit kind of I completely forgot that it was like a Friday. It'd been kind of a long week. I've been doing a lot of work. Like work was kind of heavy duty here, and so I was like just kind of committing. Oh yeah, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. And in fact, like I even like went to the extent of like buying a ticket, which was $50 basically. I just like pulled out my phone and I spent $50 on this event just right there, then and there, without like any consideration for anything else that was going on, and kind of just put myself on the hook. I just put myself on the hook for something, and I just like I just put myself out there. And I mean, I mean, I was like, it was fun. I had fun, but it was just like, it just became, it would have been too much. There's no way that I would have been able to do. It was at the same time. It was basically at the same time as nighttime talk would have been. So yeah. So Stephen here has Stephen. Yeah, sadly, Wodapalooza has been going downhill when being inclusive with the adaptive divisions. I'm focusing on the competitions that put in the work and attention to detail with our divisions. Yeah, that's a good point. Like I think um yeah, 100%, 100%. They're doing a lot. I mean, and this is I mean, this kind of goes back to the adapt all or nothing. They're a little bit, in my opinion, I don't know anything about them. But like it's a little bit of an unknown quantity. Like we know that the quality of the event that Wheelwad is going to do is high. We know they know what they're doing. And again, I don't mean this as like shade towards adopt all or nothing, but like for me as an athlete, I don't know anything about them. Um, so like yeah, I don't know what the level of detail is going to be. I don't know what the level of work is that they're going to be capable of doing, because it's hard. And I don't want to like and again, I'm not trying to throw shade over there at all, right? By no means is there shade, because I think it's hard. I think it's super super hard. I think what Wheelwad did was super impressive, and awesome, with the games and with Wodapalooza in the past, and they've kind of earned their stripes. So again, like I think it's important to support an organization like Wheelwad, because it's like they're stretched thin, right? So the more people, if they want to have their own organization, they want to call it Adapt All or Nothing, then more power to them, right? Open games, Sea Dog Throwdown, and if money and time is right, we'll see which country I can make it to. Are you? Is this? Are you thinking, Stephen? what country you're going to make it to. You mean competition, or are you thinking of like doing another competition like overseas? Um, and I think this. I'm presuming these are the events that you're doing the open. You're doing the games open/open. Sea Dog. You're going to. Um, so these are for sure, and then potentially something out of the country. Is that kind of what you're aiming at here? Um, because that'd be cool. I mean, that's cool. Let me know. Let me know what those events are. Yeah. So, okay. Anyways, Whew, 35 minutes. That's pretty good. We got some good stuff in here. And, yeah, Steven, thanks for being here with the change of schedule. More reliable than Victor. More reliable than Tyler. Flakes, flaking on me, making me talk to myself here. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not bitter. No one's bitter. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Competitions over in Australia, Barcelona, and Puerto Rico have some big adaptive competitions. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of travel going that you could do. Like it's crazy. It's cool. It's awesome. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think some of our Australian friends in the adaptive in the upper divisions have sort of like invited me down to Australia. I think Emily was like, "Hey, you got to come to Australia. You gotta come check out Torian." Um, yeah, I mean that would be cool to do, right? I've never been to Australia. Um, sounds like a lot of like to that point that I had. Uh, traveling sucks. It sounds like that's a hella hard, annoying trip. Um, but hey, I don't know. I guess I guess it's something to try. Yeah, in Puerto Rico, I think Tater Tot went down to Puerto Rico last month. I think he was down there for what's it called, Beetlejuice. I forget the name of the competition. Yeah, hardest part for is the travel for sure. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it would be one thing if it was like during COVID times where like you could fly to California for like $50 or something. I remember when I was living in Chicago and COVID hit, I remember buying tickets from O'Hare to San Jose, which was like the most convenient airport for me. And the ticket was like, yeah, like $70. But it was like the kind of the height of COVID stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, cool. Cool. Well, these guys did not get back to me, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Sucks to suck, I guess. Um, let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. Let me just refresh the page. Let's refresh Instagram here. See if there's anything new. Anything new that'll give us a hint as to what the heck is going on. Nope. Nothing. Oh. Oh, okay, hold on. There is an update. Oh, Beetle extravaganza in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's right. I called it Beetlejuice. It was not Beetlejuice. Okay. Update. Okay, we've got a reply from Josue Maldonado, the Puerto Rican menace. Have heard anything about this? Yes, we have. Nice. Will there be prize money? Question mark. Okay, we're gonna put this out in the world to see. Okay, I mean we'll see. We'll see. Again, like I mean, $100 is $100, I guess, right? Like it's not like some sort of like amazing prize purse that like is gonna cover expenses in some like meaningful way, right? I mean, cool. I mean, again, if it's, I mean, $100, I'm being sort of like pessimistic there, right? Like, I was thinking about this recently. Like, it's reasonable to think that the prize money could be like $1,000, right? I mean, depending on what the prize money is for the regular divisions, right? Um, let's see. I mean, is there a way for me to find out? Is there a way to find out? I mean, I don't know how much Wodapalooza pays what kind of prize money they have for the people who win, right? Again, but so if they're paying out, like, if the prize purse for the regular games is, you know, whatever, $10,000, is it unreasonable to say the adaptive visions they're going to be less? Of course, it's going to be less, right? Um, but it depends on, like, the scale, right? Is it $50? Like, I'm thinking of it as a percentage, as a discount percentage of the major games. So if first place in the regular games is $1,000, maybe the ratio is adaptive gets a tenth of that, $100, right? Like, but again, like, I don't know, or maybe like 5%, right? Which would be $500, right? So again, like, you could kind of convert, you could kind of, like, guesstimate, I guess, from that. You could guesstimate from that perspective. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's a prize purse of $505,000. Oh wait, no, hold on. No, $567,000. Oh no, that's last year. But again, I'm guessing. I mean, just based on the years previous, we're looking at that 500,000 kind of range. So let's just assume it's $500,000. $500,000 prize purse divided by, gosh, I don't know. I mean, how many divisions are there? 10. This is like, I'm just back to the envelope math. So every division is going to get, there's a prize purse of $50,000 total. That's for first, second, and third place, presumably. So let's actually break it. Let's say 15. Let's say there's 15. No, no, we do know how many divisions are. Boom. We can figure this out. We can figure this out, guys. We're gonna figure this out. So we have division standards. Okay. Okay, these are the divisions. Okay, we can get a complete list of divisions here. We can figure it out. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. No, no. We're going to split out the adaptive divisions. So the regular divisions is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, $500,000 divided by 12. So we're going to assume that there is $42,000 per division for the regulars. Okay, cool. Let's do a discount of 5%. $42,000 times 0.05. So that means presumably there's $21,000 based on that cost. $21,000 for the five divisions that are what's it called? Adaptive. So again, if we're just looking at the adaptive side of the house, there's going to be $21,000 supposedly, according to this math. According to, if it's 5% of the regular games, gosh, you know what? Let's just be super pessimistic. Let's do 1%. $500,000. Gosh, okay, hold on. $500,000 divided by 12 regular divisions. Yeah, $42,000. Okay, so we're going to do $42,000 divided times 0.01%. We're going to say the price purse is 1%. That's $420. Wait, not enough zeros. That's $4,200. Okay, so this is like the low end, right? We're going to assume that the adaptive side of the house is worth 1% of the prize purse for the regulars. Okay, so there's $4,200 for 5 divisions. Okay, what does that mean? 4,200 divided by 5 adaptive divisions. That means that every division has, oh, you know what? No, it's 10. Divided by 10 because there's men and women. Okay, so that means that that like a men first place, first, second, third, there's $420. Women, there's $420, and then down the line for all 5 divisions. Again, so yeah, again, like we're gonna let's just say that it's $500. So there's $500 for first place, $50 for second place, and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't know. I don't. Again, like I have no idea. I'm just literally making it up, but I'm sort of assuming that that's kind of the scale that we're talking here. We're not looking at a lot of money. Okay, let's see. Yes. Who liked my thing? Oh, hold on. I think I got a DM. Let me just protect the innocent here. I don't know who that is. I don't know who sent me a DM. Oh, okay. This year, we want to spread the love a little more and offer our prize purse to not only first place winners in each division, but second place as well. Each first place winner will take $1,500 US dollars, and each second place winner will take home 500 US dollars. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's more of like what we're talking about regarding the covering the cost type prize levels, right? I had said like again, like I think if you're expecting to win, if you're expecting to win your division and you kind of know the competition, this kind of changes it. If you're expecting to win your division and you have some extra money laying around for a vacation in January, this actually kind of this might make sense. This might make sense. I wonder. I'm again like I am super curious about what Victor thinks of this. Because he was saying he was kind of raging about there not being any prize money. Um, but this is not true. This is not true. This is confirmed. So, yeah, there is prize money. They just haven't talked about it, which again, like, is fine. Like, well, no, I don't know. Like, I mean, they don't talk about they're not breaking down the prize money for the regular divisions here, which I don't know. I don't know why they don't do that. I mean, maybe they have. I could be actually wrong about that. They might have done that in kind of the competition. What's it called in some of their Instagram posts. It seems like a lot of the information about Wodapalooza comes out through Instagram. So I don't know people that are competing at the game at the event. Okay, like I'm encouraged actually. Like that's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you, Josue, for kind of sharing some of that information with me because that's really cool because there's some to me like that's a significant thing. Like if you're expecting to win or even get second place, you're gonna be recouping some of the money. They're gonna Wodapalooza is gonna pay your flight basically, right? Like they're gonna cover your flight. So again, let's take it back to the let's take we're back we're gonna take it back to the pros and cons list here. Okay, we have some new information. We have some live information here provided by some buds. Presumably, Josue has signed up, but that'd be cool. Anyways, okay, so we have. Oops, wrong computer. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Okay. Okay, we have this huge cost. Okay, how do we kind of articulate this? I think this is important because again, it's worth it if you're going to expect. Let's. Um, I'm going to lower this. I don't think it's a 3 now. I think it's a 2. I think it's the tokenization element has been decreased by there being prize money, in my opinion. I think it's still kind of bullshit that there's first come first serve. There's no qualifier. It's a little bit of again like that kind of game of cash chicken. If you have a sponsorship, again, also if you have a sponsorship, it kind of makes sense, right? If you have people who are supporting you for competitions, even if it's $500 to $1,000, like 100% makes sense to do a competition like Wodapalooza. A huge cost. It's still a huge cost. I think that's still a con. I think there might be a pro here, which is, gosh, I don't know. Because it's also like just it's dependent on your confidence level in winning your division and and knowledge of the competition field. And again, this is sort of why a qualifier helps with this kind of thing, right? You this is 100%. Okay, boom. This is a kind of epiphany in my opinion, just from talking aloud about it. This is why a qualifier makes sense. Not because necessarily it makes you feel good about yourself because, oh, I beat people to get here, but it gives you a sense for like what you can expect. Am I going to go to this thing and win? Or am I at least in the running for top first or second? And how many places are there going to be? Is it top four? There's just so much lack of information around this that it's just like not. It's you're shooting in the dark. It's too uncertain. It's too uncertain if like I know Artem is going to be there. I know Artem has beat me in the CrossFit games, but that's just because I'm on social media, like you know, ruckusing about Wodapalooza, right? And he kind of said, "Hey, oh yeah, I'll be there." But again, like if Artem like didn't want to share with me that he was going to be there for whatever reason, I mean, and why I guess there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Then like I wouldn't know. But at this point, like if I'm thinking about it, I'm wagering money on whether I can beat Artem on this in this competition or not. And he's a great athlete, and that's good. But it's also like, well, who else is going to be there? Who else is going to be? Is Tyler going to show up? Is Tyler going to go take the vacation out there in Florida? Maybe that'd be cool, but I don't know. Anyways, okay, so back to this kind of thing. Um, how do I articulate this prize money information? Right, unclear competition level. Um, I mean, this sort of that's kind of related to the huge cost in because of this point. I think if anything, there's maybe a pro here of um, there is prize money, but it's only for top two. And it's only $500 for the second place. So, and then also there's the uncertainty because remember, because remember with the upper, which is my division, there's a 1 point and then a 2 point. So is this two divisions or is it? I mean, I think it's just one division. So and then how? But then there's different movement standards. So how does that work? I guess maybe are they is how is the competition layout going to work? I mean, am I going to be competing now not only against Artem but Josue too? For example, like say Josue, who's a 2 point athlete, now he's in the competition too, in the games in the thing too. How do I stack against him, for example, in a competition? It's super uncertain because and again, like why does that matter? Uh, because the prize money, right? Because I don't know whether I'm going to recoup the cost. So again, I guess there's a couple takeaways. One here is the online qualifier, the structure of an online qualifier, even if it's like one round or even if it's something super simple, is going to make a huge difference because it gives us more data on the field of competition. If I was like in the running for top one or two, and it was close, right? Let's just take that case. Let's just do a thought experiment. Let's assume that I have a reasonable doubt, a reasonable guess that I'm going to be top two based on the results of the qualifier. I know who's going to be there. I know the field. Um, then yeah, am I going to be willing to kind of gamble, $1,000 to $500 on the games? And yeah, on it's not the games on Wodapalooza. Yeah, I think would that be fun? Actually, it kind of would be like because if I'm kind of in the running for that top two spots, um, even if I get third, I'm going to be having fun because it's going to be a close call, a close competition. I'm going to be motivated to be training for the next month. I'm going to be motivated to be training to kind of heckling more people for money in my gym to help support me to the games. Like, like it just becomes more worth it to me. It becomes more worth it because there's an online qualifier, and there's multiple benefits to the online qualifier. I know the level of the competition. I know the reasonable, like what kind of chances I have at getting a top position. Um, and it's more fun. It's more fun. It's just more fun. Ow. Oh, geez, I got a cramp. So I've been working out a lot. So I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs, as they say. Okay. So again, like it's really, really hard to say how to articulate this in a pros and cons list. It might. This is one of those. This is one of those situations where it might be beneficial to do multiple options. Like there's a do it, but I lose. There's a do it and I win. There's a do it and I lose, or I don't do it and I don't do it. And the calculus is going to be different on each of those things. But again, like it's one of those things where they're not really options necessarily because it's up for grabs. It's a competition. It's not like choosing a candy bar over ice cream. That's a choice. That's an actual choice. Choosing whether I do it and I win or I do it and I lose, um, out of those top three. By lose, I mean not get any prize money. Is not like in my control in the same way that buying a candy bar is or buying ice cream is. So it's just like not even really possible to calculate this. I think if there was an online qualifier, I could let's just assume there was an online qualifier. Let's assume that there was a good case, and I could take this calculus in and make a make a decision here. Pros. Um, I'm in the running to win. Okay, what is that? 3. I'm gonna still put there's a con of a huge cost, but then I'm gonna say something like, um, winning is not certain. I don't. I mean, this could be a 1 or a 2. Um, and if winning is not certain and that's like a 1, um, let's just say it's a 2. If it's a 2, you kinda get a score, like an overall decision of 0. And then it becomes more like, okay, now, no, 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 there's no option for pass because pass is because we're still assuming this is a binary decision, right? So again, like you're not picking between ice cream and candy bars. You're just like, do I have a candy bar or not? And those are that's a little bit. I think that's a little bit different logically speaking from a decision making perspective. So again, like winning is not certain. I think I think it's fair to say that that's a 2 because um, this is even assuming that I have data that shows that I'm in the running to win. I'm in the running to win because I've done an online qualifier. I can see where I stack up. I know the other people that are going to be in the field. I know that how they're going to handle the 1 points and the 2 points. For example, they're going to put me into a division with Josue Maldonado and 2 points. Now, what's going to be different? Probably the workout. Like so, instead of bar muscle ups, they're going to have us do, um, a 10-foot rope climb or something, right? Or um, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have us. Yeah, what the heck? That's gonna be the kind of equivalent of a high skilled gymnastics movement like bar muscle ups. So bar muscle ups will be replaced with a rope climb, a 10-foot rope climb. But other than that, we're gonna be competing in the same heat. We're gonna be competing in the same division. Cool. I mean, we're gonna assume that that's the case. And then I'm competing against Josue Maldonado, who's an incredible athlete, right? And now I have to beat him too, right? But again, we don't know. We don't know what the field's like. We don't know what the online qualifier kind of the way they're handling divisions. We're right now what we're doing here is we're just assuming that I'm in the running to win the $1,500 or the $500. Um, actually, let's specify that winning top 2 prize money, right? Again, like I think that's when he's not certain. again, this all has to do with how confident I am based on my performance. If Victor's going, and Artem's going, and Josue is going, okay, this winning is not certain goes to like a, this will go to a 4. I'm in the running, and this is going to a 1, right? It just depends on the calculus of how the qualifier goes, right? Again, in this case, I'm assuming that I'm in the top 2. And if I'm in the top 2 running here, then it works out for that. So, anyways, we're at the hour mark. I appreciate y'all. Steven, thanks for checking in here. I don't know who this mysterious person number 2 is, but thank you. Appreciate the time. Kind of sticking around here for nighttime talk, checking it out, checking out adaptive CrossFit stuff, adaptive CrossFit news, the source of adaptive CrossFit news, CrossFit Brian, and nighttime talk. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Is there any other comments, any other thoughts that are occurring to me right now? Or Steven, or mystery person, anything else that I should cover? Yeah, buddy, happy to make it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for showing up. Yeah, we got to have you on someday. That'd be fun. We'll have a little 1 point upper reunion. Yeah. Cool. Well, if that's it, good night. Good luck. Godspeed. We'll see you guys next week.